What up, peeps? It's your girl, Lash. Come back to Real Takes. Well, it's the time, you guys. It's reaction time, and this is to Cobra Kai. This will be for episode 2, titled Molé. Now, I'm feeling the title because we should already know after the first episode that Molé will be chosen, since we see what happened in the last season at the end. LaRusso, of course, reaching out to Chozen to kind of help him deal with the situation, of course, with Kreese, but definitely now with Terry Silver. And we can see Terry, of course, building up the brand of Cobra Kai has really changed the look of it and all that. So you can only imagine, you know, the things that he has planned. We're going to get to see from the, you know, the trailer we saw, some new senseis. It's going to be a lot going on, and they're going to try to find a way to kind of deal with him, beat him at his own game. Hence, being how LaRusso dealt with him in the past, how he always finds a way to, you know, give off a smokescreen or narrative that he's just this, philanthropist. He's a good guy. This, but deep down, he's really not. You see the things that he's made people do, lie on Kreese and things of that nature. You know, could be very, very vindictive and very sneaky and conniving. You know, he just knows how to put that smile on, and you know, no one's the wiser. But certain people are fully aware. Lawrence, he's out of town with Robby, going to Mexico to try to get Miguel, because Miguel, of course, wants to meet his father. Carmen doesn't want him to meet him. Father doesn't even know he exists. So it's going to be very interesting. Now that it looks like he's come across his dad, he kind of helped them in a situation that was about to be traumatic, where their young boy ran out to the, you know, street, whatever, and almost got, you know, hit. So that kind of opened up this moment where they wanted to thank him with a nice dinner, and he's, you know, of course, enjoying that moment. But eventually he's going to have to truly say something to him, whatever, if this actually, from the name, I think Hector is his dad. Now, I like that Lawrence and Robby are, you know, bonding a little bit better. They really bonded when they had to deal with the situation of the car, you know, having a moment, you know, breaking down, and then dealing with these scammers, you know, on the beach, trying to get over in each and every person that comes into town. And I love the little fight sequences. It was done really, really well. And I like that they have those little moments, because he says, now we have something we can say, you know, talk about as a memory and all that, drinking a little beer. So that was really nice, and I'm glad they are bonding, because I can tell, I feel like ever since the first couple seasons, Robby really wanted that closeness with his dad. So it's just nice. And now that he's aware he's there to help him find Miguel, at least he doesn't mind that. He knows that Miguel's probably putting himself in a situation. We saw how Miguel, you know, spoke with Samantha, and she's kind of was concerned, worried, but then a little bit of a shift in conversation, because she's dealing with her situation of, you know, feeling a certain way about the tournament and losing to Tory. He didn't want to hear that. It's more important things than that. But it was like, she's aware, she's concerned for you, she's wanting to make sure you're okay, asking if you met his dad. But, you know, a little bit of a strain there. So we have to see how that, you know, funnels out. Again, like I stated, Tory was not in the first episode, so hopefully moving forward we'll see her maybe in this one, because of course she is a part of Cobra Kai. So I'm looking forward to that. Want to see what's going to happen with Kenny, since, you know, he was dealing with his stuff with, you know, the boys and all that. Now he's getting a little bit honing his skills, so I can only imagine with that. But yeah, there's a couple other people like Eli and all that. I just want to see a couple more characters and see if we get introduced to some of these senseis. But we will get introduced to seeing Chozen being a part of Cobra Kai. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I think I've rambled on enough. Let's jump into it. See what's my thoughts than you guys.
Army training is not enough!
John Kreese is not Cobra Kai. We are. That's why I brought in some of the finest senseis in the valley. Consider this their job interview.
So, you are champion.
Yeah, I guess.
Good. Then I will not go easy on you.
Español.
No, America.
Ah, no, México. Estás en zona de grúa. Necesito que mueva la van.
Gracias, gracias. It's custom decal.
No, mueve la van. Mueve la van.
No, you cannot have the van. It's a very special van. You tell me, Donde Hector Salazar, I give you dinero, see? What trick?
Are they towing the van? I knew it. Like, you weren't paying attention.
I study martial arts. Karate. I won a championship back home.
A champion in California? Wow.
You ever think of having any more? Or?
Oh, no. Oh, He's not mine. He's from her previous marriage. Never had any kids of my own. Oh. We started talking about having kids. But she left. It is obvious. You are troubled. Maybe you do not want to train anymore now that you are champions.
What about you? Why be a sensei?
Honor.
That's it?
That is everything. Center. Breathe. Push. Attack! Yes!
Nice work, Nichols.
It's $200, but still, we only have about half that. It's a red Savina. The thing will burn a hole right through you.
Oh, heck
Just like you said, this is our best shot. And I know I can win.
Oh my God.
Uno mas. Give me the hottest pepper you got.
Nikki, oh my God, are you okay?
You're watching me.
He doesn't even know I exist.
Mijo, I have
Ratu, you don't understand how dangerous he is.
He's nothing like what you said he would. All of these things I missed out on because of you.
Let's go.
Hey.
Let's go all in. Total.
Right now, bud, come on. Oh
Say, Joe, what are you doing tonight? I'd love to hear more how a Japanese master ended up in the valley.
I am happy to tell you the story.
Great.
I need to talk to you.
Nichols, what's on your mind? Excited to take things to the next level?
What's the point? You'll just pay to make me champion again.
no. Uh-oh.
I'm not Sensei Kreese. I don't have the connection you two had. I never had to scrape and claw my whole life like you. I want you to be here. And I want you to be you. If you choose to leave, I won't hold it against you.
You sure you're all right? Never better.
I don't know how you managed to eat that last chili.
I didn't.
What were you chewing on, man?
Oh, wow.
But I think I heard Hector say they were going someplace. El Hoyo Verde.
We're going to Arroyo Verde.
Back the way we came.
All right, we're on our way.
Hey, this way. It's better than we could have hoped for. You connected with him. Now we can dig deeper, figure out what his plan is, and if he gives us anything, we could pounce on it.
We'll find his weakness. What push him to his limit. He will reveal his true colors for all to see.
You. His plan has an expiration date. Silver's too smart. Eventually he'll figure us out. And when he does, be ready to fight.
So why do you want the job?
You assume I want the job. I am not yet sure.
The other applicants would kill to work for me.
But you said there were issues with your former partner. And whose legacy do you carry?
My master was Kim San-young, among others.
I was raised by my uncle. My father died when I was young. I lost a fight. A fight I should have won. Rivalries die slow deaths, especially in Japan.
This MMA grab ass bullshit.
Hector the Salazar, you know him?
Gringos. ¿Cuáles gringos? ¿Con quién vienen? Creo que son FBI. Hijos de su... ¿Vienen qué?
Give me your phone.
I'm
Don't make me ask again.
True colors are showing now.
Sorry about that, kid. Sorry. Hey, let's get out of here.
Vicente El Lobo González. ¡Ya! ¡No quieras perderte esto! ¡No van a este vuelo loco! ¡Ahora ellos se hablan! ¡Espérate contra MMA! ¡Háblame de esa manera rápido!
Catch! ¿Dónde está Hector?
Some of the finest swords in the world. I figured you'd appreciate that.
Very much. I am not here because you want me to teach karate. You aspire to something far greater. What is your true ambition?
I never had any children. My only legacy is Cobra Kai. I have a plan that will make Cobra Kai and karate as synonymous as Starbucks and coffee. That's something I might feel comfortable confiding in my right-hand man.
Yosh.
Righting the wrongs of the past and coming back on top.
Kari.
Kai.
That moment I told you about, I was practically your age when we got married. Hey,
Don't ever make that mistake.
your mother even worse. Trataron de joderme a mí, un hombre exitoso. Los corruptos hijos de puta en Ecuador hicieron lo mismo.
You're from Miguel, you say?
Yeah?
Tell me you're okay, Miguel.
I don't know, man.
Don't be angry. Don't be angry.
Am I hurting?
On the contrary, it seems you weren't entirely honest with me, were you? Chosen.
Ooh.
How did you know? So imagine my surprise when my new friend from Kyoto raises a glass and says something they would only say in Okinawa.
Kari.
God.
Who takes this man down gets the job.
No more expansion. No more senseis. No challenge Miyagi-Do. Do not come near our house of family. You cross line. You will beg for mercy.
All right, you guys. I enjoyed this episode immensely. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, dealing with Miguel, I'm glad his eyes finally was open to who Hector really is. Granted, again, his mother should have been honest from the jump. You didn't want to discuss, you tried to not talk about it. Eventually, your son probably would have wanted to go meet him, even if he was still young or even if he was older. Tell him. Keeping that stuff from your child like that does not do any favors. The fact that he had to find out the hard way, even though he does not know who he is, thank goodness, but he saw when he pretty much assumed the authorities were looking for him. He wasn't letting on. At first, you see him all wholesome with the girl he's with. Come to find out that's actually not his child. It's actually her child from a previous relationship. But he did talk of a woman at one time when he was younger. He was to marry, and certain things had happened and transpired. Where else? And that's, of course, stating that she left, whichever. And glad she figured it out, honestly. And same thing, her and her mother just leaving. Don't know how his business really was. It would have been a situation where he probably would have tried to find him, search him. So they definitely got out of Mexico. So he couldn't probably go anywhere. Depending on how deep he was with the people he knew back then, probably wouldn't be able to go across. He says he couldn't get back to Ecuador. So definitely let you know, back in the day, he definitely was dealing with a lot of stuff, and probably is why he was so intent and worried or thinking that Miguel might have came to town, was scoping him out, whatever, not undercover, whatever. You see the shirts that Lawrence and Robby were wearing, FBI on the front, but the back says something totally different. They're not going to see that. And I'm going to be honest with you, the fact that they really thought that's FBI just going to come in there with just two guys wearing some t-shirt, they would be in full jackets, the full, garb, whatever, not looking straight out with some t-shirt and jeans, but, mine doesn't seem to go there. That's all they see is the words, and, instinctively you want to, respond. And he wanted to leave. He took, Miguel, it's a little piece of art, a little fun to what looks like to be some sort of MMA fight, cage fight type of thing. And he kind of enjoyed the experience, but then it kind of turned. I will say, again, I enjoyed Lawrence and Robby, having that little, father-son bond. Of course, trying to make money because he is not paying attention. When the guy told him to move the van, he should have just did that. It's like, just every time, he has one step ahead, but then gets 3 steps back. So it's just like always getting a situation. The car is towed. They had to get the money to get the car back, whatever, putting Robby in a situation where he has to eat these hot peppers. And it's like, whatever. But I give it to him for having enough kudos to have something else so nobody could really see that he did not eat that, because I could only imagine if that guy did what he did, but you're able to, I don't know how much, Cobra Kai or whatever, did you be able to, wither whatever that pepper was, because the guy literally spit it out. So that was a nice bond. But I love how in the end, Miguel's like, I'm leaving, I gotta go. And Hector at least didn't push him. And I'm glad he didn't see outside of the store that it was the same guys he thought was probably trying to find him, and realized he knows them. He would have thought eventually that he was somebody trying to figure out, who he was, or trying to get close to him. But just his overall behavior, the way he was treating Miguel when he wanted his phone, all that, almost saw Carmen. Oh my God, it had just been a mess. So I'm hoping with the next episode, it just shows him leaving town. They're leaving, so he has no clue, no idea, and he'll be okay. But seeing him, hug, Johnny, but then seeing Robby, and I said it to him, I said, please don't be mad with her. He's probably like, why is Robby with you? And eventually, probably on the way home, he'll probably explain, we came looking for you, just, I hope they just really work on that situation, because I'm kind of tired of both of them just being hotheads about those situations and not really wanting to move past it. So being that Robby didn't mind staying with him to help him find Miguel, maybe that can, be a turning tide, but we'll see. I saw the trailer and they did get into it, so I don't know when it happens, but, But moving back from that scene with Chozen being, in there and, meeting the students, and he meeting Taylor, talking to her and all that. That was really interesting. I did enjoy that. Before I get into Chozen's part, talk about Tory. Excuse me, not Taylor. Tory. My apologies, guys. Mine's just overblown with everything that's going on. Glad we got to see her. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad she is conflicted because what went down, and I'm glad she confronted Terry. Because what he did, if you see it this way, then you won't feel like you're a champion. Whatever. No, brother. I don't care how nicely you want to phrase those words. You still cheated. You giving that little spill and then trying to put it in her mind like that's a good thing, whatever. No, you're not trying to hone cheaters. You're trying to, good, honorable individuals and all that. And then, of course, in your teaching and all. But see, his teaching is always a little bit of some underlying with that. And him putting that in her mindset, I really don't like that. So pretty much she's going to move on. You see, she came back. She put the championship, plaque thing up in there. But I feel like deep down, she's still going to be complete every time she comes here, knowing that she did right the way she did. But in the end, it was underhanded the way that referee took that money like that. He's not honorable as well in his position. And to know that if they do another tournament down the road, whatever, no, I wouldn't even want that man around if they only knew what he did. But see, once it comes out, like I said, with Buddy Boy was Raymond, that he made him lie and say Kreese beat him up when it was Terry. I said that's when I just really feel like that's going to be part of the catalyst to get him out of there, whatever. Even though it will cause him to probably might get locked up, he might get in trouble, or might say he was put fear in him to lie for him, whatever, and all that. I might get him off, but it's like that part needs to come out to expose him. So hopefully down the road we'll get that moment. But until then, Tory, every time she sees Samantha, she's going to remember. And it's going to keep bringing it back to her. That's what I really feel like is going to happen. But I understand her going through so much she's going through with her, her mother and all that. And she's trying to, stay afloat, whatever, working, doing this, and having some of her friends. She just wants just a little bit of normalcy and thinking when she won fair and square. And to see this is a little bit of a taint. That's just my take on that. Now, getting to Chozen. Coming in there, like I said, working a little bit with Tory at first, and then of course, Terry wanted to get to know him more and all. And out of all the other individuals who were considered senseis, he wanted to, get to know Chozen, or as he called himself, Joe, in there. And then, meeting him for a drink at his place and all that, and setting it up, whatever. And at first, like you said, everything's great. He's, toasting with the drink. He's used a different little wording, but then he takes him downstairs to show him some stuff, some of the swords and all that. Never letting on at first his face in regards to him using certain words where he's kind of able to pick up like something might be a little off, about this individual. And then come to find out, he starts checking around. That's one thing about Terry. He's going to do his due diligence, research, whatever he needs to know, whatever, pull up anything he can. Once he said Okinawa, I was just like, here we go. When he finally confronts Chozen, and pretty much, says, that's who you are, whatever. And then going to have the guys beat him up. I'll pay you a triple, whatever. I'm like, please. If you already know who Chozen is and what he brings to the table, I don't know why he thought bringing those men out there to fight him was going to do anything when he pretty much taught them the lesson. And then he let them know, I'm like, I draw the line. No more expansion. Stay away from the LaRusso family. He's like, if not, whatever and all that, yeah, I'm going to deal with you. And the look on his face, he knows he'll bring it to the table. So you already know this sets up how it's really going to go down, because now we're going to see all these new senseis, whatever, and especially one in particular. I don't know her name yet, but she was one of the ones in the trailer, and I'm looking forward to seeing, what she's going to bring in her teachings to all the young Cobra Kai students. But it's going to be interesting how it moves forward, because I'm like, I didn't expect it to happen so quickly with him exposing him in regards to that, toast and all that. But I'm like, wow. That's fine. I would have thought maybe 2 or 3 episodes and then it would have came out. But, hey, at least he knows where he stands, whatever and all that. It is what it is, because Terry clearly knows. Yeah, he'll try his best because he can probably get an upper hand a little bit on LaRusso and all that. But I think with Chozen, he knows a little bit of a difference. And if he's bringing in certain senseis who might be from, possibly where Chozen's at, whatever, who kind of know his, his flow, whatever, then that's going to be, if he tries to come at LaRusso, then he'll use these other senseis in that woman to be there to deal with Chozen. It's going to be very interesting. I was truly feeling that, and I love how he gave them all a nice thrashing. It just, yeah, I was here for every little bit of it. And I just love seeing Chozen just in his zone, just, handling that, whatever, and then turn around and giving him that look like don't play with me, yeah. I'm not the one. So, oh my gosh, this was a great episode. I so look forward to the next episode and seeing how things are going to turn out. So with that said, you guys comment below. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys next reaction. You guys take care.